I saw somewhere the Carino story, and I'm not sure if this is the same story. But I remember him cutting a promo where, of course, the Maccabees games is a basically a Jewish Olympics, and so he was wrestling some guy called the Mighty Maccabee, who was the promoter, who in fact I'm actually working for in March. So he's not a regular wrestler, but I remember him saying one of the promos he was cutting. He said, he said. I am here at the greatest country in the world, New Jersey. I'm saying to myself, no. I said, and then one of his standard things was, oh, he is an intelligent Jew. So, but the thing that had me cracking up was about the most the greatest country in the world, New Jersey. So I actually did a roast for the Iron Sheik as myself with a couple of other people, Tom Brandy, and this was the one where who was it? I guess it was Scott Hall went after one of the comedians because he made a joke about
Owen Hart. I remember that he was
yeah.
Scott Hall was wasted at that time or something.
Well, yeah, we were all wasted at that time because they had open bar, and it was but when that it got tense, and Kevin Sullivan had to break things up, and I'm thinking Kevin was probably drunker than the rest than all of us.
You mentioned you got a ton of Iron Sheik stories. Could you share some of your better Iron Sheik stories? Because he's very popular on this channel.
Oh, I was so we were wrestling up in Long Island, and we the promoter asked if I could drop him off at Newark at the airport. So I was there, with my wife, and I said sure. So I'm driving a Pontiac Firebird, and he insists on sitting in the back. So he's sitting in the back. I don't know if he lit up a smoke in the back or not. But I remember you're sitting here talking, really, really gentleman. And because my she wasn't. I think I was just dating her at the time. But he said this is before he was supposed to go back to Vince, and Vince made him go to rehab before before he'd started wrestling.
Colonel Mustafa, is that before the Colonel Mustafa character?
I don't remember. It might have been. So we were driving back, and he said, Mike, he said, my daughter, Nikki, she says, Daddy, how come you have to go away for 5 weeks? And he says, well, Daddy has to go to wrestling camp. But he was going to rehab. We did another time. We were
what a reality show that would have been. Iron Sheik at rehab. I could just imagine that.
Geez, yeah. Another time we were in Florida. So it was me, some Russian guy, and Iron Sheik. So we're in we wrestled in the Everglades, someplace in the Everglades, and we're staying at this really seedy hotel in Miami Beach. So there's a guy with a parrot on his shoulder and a big bag of Coke. And the Sheik is like, oh, my friend. And he's like sharing it with him. He said, you're such a great guy. And he's like, the guy's eyes are going like, whoa, my bag's half gone because this guy is sucking up all my Coke. So anyway, we decide, and this is like 2 a.m, and we decide to go out and try to find some place to go out at 2 o'clock in the morning. So we're driving around in we went to Miami, then Fort Lauderdale. And I'm driving this minivan. And again, this is like in the, guess would have been the 90s or late 80s. 2 guys with shaved heads, which you didn't see that back then. And so anyway, I see a place. It looks like it's a club, a lot of cars. So I go pulling up, and I pull up. I said, hey, this place looks pretty happening. Is it any good? And the guy says, I don't think you guys want to come in here. I said, why? And he said, it's a gay bar. And I said, oh, okay. So we pull away. And then we're still driving around trying to find some place. And Sheik goes, Mike, please, let's go back to gay bar. Just want the beer. Sheik is thirsty. And I'm like, no, Sheik, we can't go back there. I could only imagine the Iron Sheik at a gay bar. But yeah,
he likes to humble people.
Oh yeah. That's exactly what came to my mind after I hear some of the promos. Yeah, there would be a lot of humble people around. And the thing is, I don't think he would have gotten it right away. And that would have been I almost regret not going there because I think it would have been the funniest night ever. It would have been the funniest night ever. But we actually did find another bar. We were driving around in this minivan, and these young kids come up and they recognize him. He goes, Iron Sheik, that's the Iron Sheik. And Sheik rails out, where is is there a bar that's still open? And he says, yeah, we're going to this bar now. Follow us. And all right. He goes, Mike, follow those two punks. I said, okay. So we go to this bar, and of course we drank all night, all morning. And we just dropped him off right at the airport.